Hey, how are y'all doing today? I'm glad you were able to call it out. In fact, I'm glad you were able to call it out, Shinobi One. First things foremost, nobody's going I don't expect them to show up. But on the off chance that they do, well, on the off chance that they do, here's the link. Here's the link to the show. You're not blocked. You're not in timeout. Because I know you. I know you for a fact. You got yourself in an echo chamber. You got yourself in an echo chamber. And that's your problem, man. It's not mine. It's yours. Hold on. I'll be back. And I'm pretty sure as soon as I come back, they still won't be backstage. Hey, guess what? I'm back. You know, I've noticed this. I've noticed this. And they're not backstage, are they? Didn't I call it? I called it. See, they don't ever want to settle nothing, you know? They don't want to settle differences because in order to settle differences or to settle a problem, you have to want to acknowledge that there's a problem in the first place. And believe it or not, there is a problem. There is a problem. A big problem. Let me tell you a little something here. The difference between America right now, and probably not later on, but right now, and Russia and the Ukraine is we have this thing called the pursuit of happiness, which is the very reason that in just about every single live stream, I have said screw the Ukraine and screw Russia. Yeah, every single live stream I have said that I've ever been in has been screw Ukraine, screw Russia. It's just what it is. Now let me explain to you here. The only reason you got that interview with Billy the Goat because I asked Billy the Goat because I asked Billy the Goat if he had any connection with you. Let me rephrase. Let me bring that up. The only reason you got that one live stream with Billy the Goat was because Billy the Goat. I asked Billy the Goat if he had a connection with you, if he could ask you to leave me alone. Just saying. Now, if you want to continue this right here, or if you want to end this and prove me wrong, if you want to end this and prove me wrong, the link's in the chat. The link's in the chat. But I know you. But I got a feeling. I got a feeling that I know you. I got a feeling that I know you very well. It's a possibility that you might not get on. You're not going to get on. Just what it is. Just what it is. And when I called you all that stuff at the end of at the bleeding edge, at the end of the bleeding edge, whenever you walked through, whenever you spurged out, whenever you flipped out on me, that's everybody's true feelings. And I'm gonna tell you this much: I ain't afraid of you. I ain't afraid of manletopia. I'm gonna take my glasses off so you can see the truth of my eyes. I ain't afraid of you, and I ain't afraid of manletopia. Let me break something to you, and I've said this my entire YouTube career. I can be touched. I'm just waiting for it to happen. I've said it my entire YouTube career. I can be touched. I'm just waiting for it to happen. And I've also said this other thing in my entire YouTube career. One is I can be touched. I'm waiting for it to happen. And I've said this other thing that's I'm about to say is I'm already dead. I'm just waiting to be put in my casket. Let me break this to you. Let me tell you why I say I'm already dead. First off, I'm a man, which is the same reason why I'm not afraid of you. Neither one of you. It's the same reason why I'm not afraid of either one of you. One, I'm a man. The other reason why I'm not afraid of you is I'm a black man. I'm black. Let me tell you what, and I'm going to break it to you as to what that means. It means I already got my casket picked out for me. Somebody already got my casket picked out for me. So basically, one, I'm already dead because I'm a man, and because I'm black, somebody already got my casket picked out for me. They've had my casket picked out for me since I was 16. What does that tell you? Oh, and since you want to say that I've been hanging around with some supreme pizza, some white sauce supreme pizzas here. Well, okay, why don't we talk about Russia and the Ukraine for the past 80, 85 years, 90 years? Why don't we talk about World War II Russia? Since we want to talk about white sauce for supreme pizzas, you know? Why don't we talk about the Ukraine? The Azov unit. The Azov unit. Since we want to talk about white sauce supreme pizzas, right? Since we want to talk about Alfredo sauce supreme pizzas, right? Why don't we talk about Azov, a special Ukrainian unit, right? Since we want to talk about that, right? Why don't we talk about the Africans that are getting harassed in Russia, in Moscow, and go to the University of Moscow. Since we want to talk about white sauce supreme pizzas, why don't we talk about the many people who are not from who came from to Ukraine to study and to travel, had travel and study visas, getting turned around because of the color of the skin. Since we wanted during the beginning of the Ukrainian Russia conflict, since we want to talk about white sauce supreme pizzas, right? We want to talk about me hanging around with white sauce supreme pizzas. What about we talk about your actions? Why don't you stop projecting? Everybody's got their own thing in their life that makes them happy. It's called the pursuit of happiness. Not everybody has to follow your lead to. Well, nobody has to follow your lead and collect jewelry or collect whatever watches or whatever. Some people collect. Some people collect cars. Some people collect cards. So playing cards. Some people collect freaking baseball cards, Pokemon cards. Some people collect electronics. Some people build their own computer. Since we want to talk about childish stuff, who do you think you are, John Gotti? Who do you think you are, John Gotti? Some people collect jewelry, some people collect all this other stuff, but the thing is, people collect what they want to collect. If somebody wants to collect freaking action figures, I mean, I don't have any kids, but what do I got to worry about? You know, I haven't got no kids. I can collect whatever I doggone well please. I can collect whatever I doggone well please. And the thing, if it don't make you happy, well, what you gonna do about it? I would definitely suggest you not put yourself on a do not fly list. Because that's exactly what's about to happen in about 2 years, 1, 2 years. Because you hang out with somebody who's a faker who wants to be Russian so badly, you're gonna put yourself on a do not fly list. And your little trips to Maryland or wherever it is to fly U.S. Southwest airline ain't gonna happen no more. You know, I'm just saying. Eventually, you're gonna put yourself on a do not fly list. I'm just saying because the more y'all, you and your posse, you and your crew try to identify more and more as Russia or Ukrainian, you're gonna be on a do not fly list. And every time you get on the plane, you're gonna be asking class these intrusive questions. Why? Why? Because national security, the Patriot Act, the Patriot Act. Nope, they're not. They're not hopping on. They're not even backstage. They're not even backstage. They're not gonna hop on. They're not even backstage. And I'm gonna tell you exactly. And even if they do hop on, I'm gonna tell you what they're gonna do. They're gonna freaking hop on. They're gonna probably sprout some bull crap, and they're gonna jump off as fast as they can. They're not even gonna let me get it a word in. I'm gonna tell you that's exactly what they're gonna do. Or they're gonna hop on, flash something, and then they're gonna run off. because that's exactly what I think they're gonna do. That's exactly what I'm predicting they're gonna do if they do hop on. That's those two predictions. So they're not gonna hop on. They're either not gonna hop on. They're gonna hop on. They're gonna either not gonna hop on or they're gonna hop on. Well then, don't stop complaining about me. Keep me like I said. If you ain't getting on, then just stop complaining about me. You know, the links in the chat. Brandon Trueblood ain't here. None of them are here. None of them are here. None of them are here. You gonna hop on or not? Why is it because I predicted what you was gonna do? Why is it because I predicted what you was gonna do? Why don't you just leave people alone? What? Am I? Am I? I've been wanted. Been wanted to be left alone in the beginning, and now that y'all basically, you know what? I'm gonna say this. Since you want to be Russian, I'm gonna say this: screw Russia, screw the Ukraine, and I've said that months ago in the beginning. I said it in the beginning, months ago. Screw Russia, screw the Ukraine. Honestly, we should have never been involved in it. And maybe it'll explain to you, maybe that might actually explain to you. Maybe you've seen a face to face interaction. Maybe a face to face interaction might give you an understanding. And it has nothing to do with Brandon Trueblood said. Like I said, it has nothing to do. I go wherever. No, that's not 5 times a day. It's 5 times a week. See, the thing is, it has nothing to do with Brandon Trueblood says. It has everything. My problems do not stem from Brandon Trueblood. My problems stem from the bleeding edge red pill. And after that bleeding edge red pill, and I said my piece, I left you alone. But when I hopped on Brandon Trueblood's stream, why did my name start getting mentioning? Why did my name start? Why did you start mentioning my name? Why didn't you just leave me alone? I've been at this for how long? I've been making content for how long? And when I decide to go on a hiatus, you start mentioning me. When I decide to go on a hiatus, before you mention me, I wasn't making content. Before you mentioned me, I was getting ready to retire from making content. And my question is how old are you? How old are you, manletopia? How old are you, Iridium Kush? How old are you? How old are you? Since you want to talk about childish things, right? How old are you? That's not me. That's not me. Maybe you should start speaking to Brandon Trueblood. You're above 16. You're above 16, man, Latopia. Start acting like an adult. You can get a wrench, but do not you can get a wrench. You can get a wrench, but don't block them. Do not block them. You can get a wrench, don't block them. You can get a wrench, don't block them. Like I said, you can get a wrench, don't block them. Like I said, you can get a wrench, but don't block them. Do not block them. This is their chance to speak their piece. Like I said, this is their chance. This is their chance to speak their piece. And they're not coming on. They don't want to speak their piece. You know? This is their chance to speak their piece. Because they don't want to speak their piece. They just want to keep the argument going. Do not block them. This is their chance to speak their piece. This is their chance to speak their piece. Brandon Trueblood, he's not getting on. Anybody else? Nobody else is getting on. See, they don't want to speak their piece because they know that the second they get on and they realize that they didn't not they didn't mess up because they got on. They messed up because they messed with a person that wanted to be left alone. All the original people that I freaking live streamed with are gone. They're gone. They're off YouTube. True Sherm is almost off YouTube. Baron Yam's off YouTube. Tico Trent's off YouTube. Duzangs is off YouTube. And the only reason you're pulling this crap is because Tico Trent isn't making content. That's the only reason you're pulling this bull crap. Because I know for a fact that if Tico Trent was making content, you wouldn't be pulling this BS. I know for a fact that if Tico Trent was still making content, you would not be pulling this mess. You wouldn't be pulling this BS. And you and I both know Tico. You was on the bleeding edge. Yam ain't even been on. Yam ain't even been online. I'm trying to figure out why you won't leave me alone. When I asked you, remember I talked to Billy the Goat. I talked to Billy the Goat about 2 years ago. I talked to Billy the Goat 2 years ago. I talked to Billy the Goat 2 years ago, asking him to ask you to leave me alone. I didn't look here. Let me break this to you. How childish you're being. How childish you and Iridium Kush is being. You have called. You have basically. I have not basically said. I have not made fun of either any one of your. I haven't actually rephrased that. I haven't seriously made fun of your name. Now I may have called your boy Latopia on the chat, but I really haven't made fun of your name. I really didn't make fun of your name, Iridium, because I could have said I could come up with some really creative stuff, but I chose not to. I chose to be the bigger person. See, the thing is, if I were to really start hammering down, I could say some creative stuff that have you mad, but I choose not to. So oh, wait, but I'll be damned. No, no, Brandon. No, Brandon. Like I said, this is just between me and Iridium Kush. We can get it on the 30-minute mark when basically he has proven that he's not coming on. You know, we can get in on the 30-minute mark when he's proven. Like I said, no, Brandon. Like I said, it's between me, Iridium Kush, and manletopia. I'm giving him 30 minutes. Like I said, it's already 26 minutes. You don't remember a conversation with Billy the Goat? I remember calling Brady. I remember talking to Billy the Goat on the live on the not a live stream on Discord. How about I call him up? How about I call Billy the Goat up on Discord and ask him, did he ask you to leave me alone? It's nothing to matter. The thing is like you're not coming. You won't come on, and you won't talk your differences out. You keep basically running around in the chat. I mean, honestly, if you're up here, I mean, to be honest with you, if you claim that I don't know what's going on with you or what's your major problem, but you've got like 3 minutes, man, or less than 3 minutes, because you're beginning to prove me right. See, the thing is, you don't want to settle things. I figured you out. You and your friend don't want to settle things. Like adults, like grown adults. You want to continue to make fun of people because that's the only thing you got on your channel. That's the only thing you got. It's the only thing you have. Why am I reading your comments? Why should I read your comments? Why should I read your comments? Why can't you come up here? Why can't you come up on this channel? Why can't you come up on this channel? I don't lay traps on people. I don't do that bull crap because it's bull crap. Laying traps for people is bull crap. You handle your business like adults, face to face, or you don't handle it at all, or you just basically don't handle it at all. I'm not reading your comments. I want to hear it from the horse's mouth. See, you will see right there. Your friend your friend keeps on going on. I want to hear this stuff from the horse's mouth. No, the thing is, I'm not going to read your comments because I want to hear what you got to say. This is between three men, three grown men. It's between three grown men, man. And until you figure, like I said, and you want to talk about being childish, you can't even handle. You want to talk about being childish. You won't even talk your differences out like a grown man. You won't even talk your differences out like a grown man. And I've left you the opportunity. I left you the opportunity. I left you the opportunity to talk things out like a grown man, but you failed to do so. And your friend, like I said, state your business, state your business, state your truth, state your truth. I'm not gonna read this stuff. I'm not gonna read it. I'm done reading. Either get on or don't, or stop typing. Flat out. Either get on or stop typing. You're not blocked because if you were blocked, you wouldn't be typing on my stuff. Just like you don't ever open up your comment section. like you don't open up your comment section. Look here, look, manletopia. Let me break this to you here. You are 20. You are 22 years old, right? 22, and your friend is like 50 something. I don't know, 50, 60 years old or some crap, right? I talk to people who have had children, who've been married, who've been divorced, who have basically held jobs for the majority of their lives. And let me break this to you. Iridium Kush, you are at least 20, you're at least 2 to 3 decades my senior. And I'm gonna give you some advice for the rest of your life, and I don't care what it is. First off, let people do what they're gonna do. Let people live their pursuit of happiness. If their happiness involves drawing comics, collecting comics, making cartoons, making videos, making fixing cars, working on cars, firearms, houses, working in a blacksmithing forge, making craft brew beers, or whatever it is that they got, firing guns and stuff. If their pursuit of happiness does not harm you, leave them alone. Hammerhand's pursuit of happiness doesn't harm me. I leave him alone. Your pursuit of happiness doesn't harm me. Let me break this to you. When I took that oath, I basically made an oath to defend your freedom of speech, so you could talk all this crap about me, Iridium Kush and Manletopia. I defended your freedom. I'm defending your freedom of speech, so you could talk all this bull crap about me. Since 2009, I've been defending your freedom of speech so that you could talk this craziness, so that you both can go up here and gang up on me and talk this insanity. I stood on them yellow footprints in Paris Island, served for 4 years in the United States Marine Corps, and the rest of my term in the National Guard. I don't stand with the Ukraine or Russia. I stand with the people that I've swore to protect and defend, and the Constitution of the United States, as long as it's still standing. 6227 F-18 engine mechanic intermediate level and on the United States Marine Corps. I mean, translations, I basically worked on the F-18, the F-40, the GE F-404 tech, the GE F-404 engines. 11 Bravo, Army National Guard. I have deployed to Jordan, and if it wasn't for that one deployment to Jordan, I would not be making Red Pill content. So you're not gonna sit here and tell me that I did not freaking serve anything. I'm almost retired from the military. I'm almost retired. Not only am I almost retired, I'm tired. I'm tired. So let me get this straight to you. My pursuit of happiness does not affect you. Your pursuit of happiness, actually, your pursuit of happiness does not affect me. I'm not going to tell you the unit I served in, but my MOS is 11 Bravo, infantry. My pursuit of happiness doesn't affect you. Your pursuit of happiness doesn't affect me. Hammerhand's pursuit of happiness doesn't affect you or me. Brandon Trueblood's pursuit of happiness doesn't affect you or me. You know, I don't give a rat's behind on what you do for your pursuit of happiness and whatever makes you happy. Because I served to make sure that you're able to do it. Can we sit out here and quiet this bull crap up so that I can basically continue on with my god daggone life and go wherever I please? How about this? I won't mention you. You don't mention me. And if the stream that I'm on decides that they're going to mention you, I back the fuck off. Like I originally did. Because I already know you haven't even attempted to make any form of a communication. Like I said, I just turned Brandon Trueblood away because I wanted to settle the difference between you and me. But now that I understand that you don't want to stop this beef, it is what it is. I won't be held responsible for what I'm about to do next. And I'm just gonna let people do what they're gonna do. You know, if, like I said, if people come back, my crew starts coming back on, and they start seeing the craziness that's been going on, I'm not gonna stop them. I'm not gonna stop Tico because he's got copies of just about every bleeding edge. He's got stock. He's got copies. Oh yeah, he's got a house in Russia too. So yeah, but anybody else want to get on? Since since none of them want to get on, anybody else want to get on? Since since nobody else wants, since they don't want to, they don't want to, since they don't want to settle any differences. Anybody else want to get on? Because I'm a little bit rusty on this here live streaming stuff. I mean, literally, you can't negotiate with them. You know, you just can't. They're insatiable. I've learned that they're insatiable, and no matter what you say, no matter what you do, they're just gonna continue to do what they're gonna do. How you doing?
Ah, it's going pretty good. I don't understand this whole, going after anybody who comes in contact with somebody you don't like. This is supposed to be fucking MGTOW. Men going their own way. We all have our own personal responsibility. I'm not responsible for the stuff that comes out of Wynn's mouth, and he's not responsible for the stuff that comes out of mine. It just goes to show me that Kush and his whole fucking fag crowd don't fucking understand what MGTOW and the red pill is all about.
I like to, like I said, I would rather not you say the that just basically if you're gonna use that word, just say fake towels. You know,
Okay.
fake towels.
All
You know,
right.
because that literally gives certain people a bad name. You know,
Okay. I will stop saying that word.
it's a
The people otherwise known as the Big Gulp Gang.
the
So
thing is
you don't have anything to do with my content. We're friends and we get along online. And,
right,
you know, unfortunately, we've never been able to cross paths because you're always on the move and I'm always on the move. But I'd break bread with you.
right, and the thing
But
is
does that
like
mean that you're responsible for for my opinions and the things that I witness and report to the police?
no. I'm
Absolutely
not
not.
responsible for none of it. Like I said,
None of
the
it.
reason Tico Trent, I've met Tico Trent. You know, Tico Trent knows where I live. Tico Trent has my freaking phone number.
Yeah.
What does that tell you? Baron Yim has my phone number. Duzangs has my phone number. True Sherm has my phone number. Seki Soap has my phone number. Brandon
I got your
Trueblood has
phone
my
number.
phone number. They could really mess my life up. Of you know why they got my phone numbers because I trust them. It's because I trust them, not to mess my life up.
You know, I don't get along with Crew Sherm, but do you see me fucking around you know, with you about True Sherm? No.
No,
I've never said a word to you about my beef with True Sherm, and that's because it's between me and fucking Sherm.
right?
You know,
Uh,
but I don't fight him publicly, and we've only exchanged a few fucking words over the years. We have different opinions on some stuff, and there's those opinions are too far apart to ever meet in the middle.
right?
Is that Wynn's fault? Fuck no,
No,
it's not Wynn's fault.
I'm not. Then I'm not going to take responsibility for it.
No. And I'm not going to come between Wynn and Sherm, who's also his friend, because that's not my fucking problem either. It's not my business, and it's certainly not something that I'm going to fucking worry about. I don't give it a second thought. And Kush, if you were fucking a man, a grown up, adult, fucking mature person, not just a fucking XY chromosome in an ill fitting suit with bad shoulder pads and cheap jewelry, you wouldn't be fucking worried about who comes on my show and talks to me either. This whole fucking thing shows that everybody in the entire world that you know nothing about MGTOW. And you go around saying you're an OG, you're a sage, you're going to take MGTOW back. Well, fuck. You don't even know what it is to begin with. You don't even fucking have a clue what MGTOW is. You're a fool. Just
I
an
like I
absolute
said,
fucking fool. And you're a vindictive piece of shit. What the fuck did Scotty's side ever do to you? Not a goddamn thing. Yet you fucking tag him on all your little videos because he went to a meetup. The same way with 90% of the guys in there have never fucking made content one about you. But you're tagging them. You're tagging them.
you've been tagging me and tagging me and tagging me before I made content. I really started hammering down on content about over, 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 over. And when I finally basically said screw it, I decided to said, you know what? I'm a give them a freaking reason. I've got how many other videos in lockup? I've got how many other videos? And you know what? To be honest with you, I should be thanking you. I should be thanking you, Iridium, because you brought some MGTOWs. You basically brought some MGTOWs to my attention. Some more content creators since you wanted to basically add more people to your list, and you just basically just gave me more content, more MGTOW to add to subscribe to, more red pillars to subscribe to. So now instead of them having to struggle for subscribers, I can now literally put their channels on blast. So I should be really thanking you. And to be honest with you, thank you, Iridium Kush. Thank you for giving me some for making it easier to find them red pill and MGTOW content creators. Thank you. Because if I wouldn't have if it wasn't for you, they wouldn't be climbing in subscriber count right now.
I think it's funny. People are proud to be on the list now.
Yeah. And the thing is like Iridium Kush, you were like at least 2 to 3 years my senior. You were 2 to 3 years my senior. I got a question for you, man. 27 minutes ago, actually, literally 47 minutes ago, I gave you a chance to speak your truth, to speak your point. I gave you and Manletopia a chance to speak your point. I gave you and Manletopia a chance to speak your point. Or like literally, think about it. And you chose not to. Heck, Brandon Shublik came on, and before this, and I told him like, look, man, it's between three or two people and me.
It's true.
You're not, and the thing is like,
I'll leave right now if he wants to come on.
yeah, my
We don't want
understanding,
to. Never will.
ladies and gentlemen, my conclusion: Iridium cushions and Manletopia are just basically children. Some of them are 2, 3 years my senior that are children that haven't grown up. Basically, are still living in the glory days of high school. And my understanding is Iridium Kush. There's no point. There's no point in interacting with Iridium Kush at this point. There's no point in addressing his comments. No point in addressing his videos because he will never come up here as an adult. None of them will ever come up here and talk as an adult. Even though you have a reputation, even though with your reputation of basically talking things out and rather talking things out, there's no point. There's no more point in paying attention to Iridium Kush or Manletopia or any of his crew because look at me as proof. Look at me as proof. Look at my channel and me as proof. Trying to debate anything with Iridium Kush or Manletopia. Let me explain something to you. Iridium Kush does not go onto people's live streams because of the bleeding edge red pill. That's the reason he doesn't do it. Because he's been on a bleeding edge red pill and he didn't like what I said back then. I do believe it was about the lithium ion community or lithium ion mining companies. Yes, I remember that. You got mad, you spurred out, yelled up, and said some crap, and basically walked off, and everybody had basically joked about you. That is why Iridium Kush doesn't go on other people's live streams because he knows he can't win because he knows he can't win. That's why he's up here running around in the comment section talking all type of craziness. It's because he know he can't win on a freaking live stream. He can't win live. That's the only thing he got is to be able to basically go on his channel, talk crap on his channel, but nobody's able to defend themselves in the chat room. Either A, because he's live at his little in his little puppets and his little puppet accounts, and his freaking echo chamber will basically block them into silence, or B, or he's gonna shut the comment section off because he knows he can't win. Because he knows he can't win when somebody challenges his narrative. So my understanding of Iridium Kush, trying to talk with him is like trying to play chess with a pigeon. The bird will just basically kick the pieces over and crap all over the board. So at this point, because Iridium Kush does not have the capabilities of coming on and talking his understandings out and settling things like an adult, he will forever be, in my eyes, a child. Him and Manletopia will forever be, in my eyes, a child and do not deserve any more attention. So, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for me. It's time for me to let this pigeon go. It's time for me to let these pigeons fly. Because, well, you've taken up enough space. You've taken up enough space. And you got anything else, Mr. Trueblood?
Thank you for having me on, and I would have loved to have had a debate with him, but hey, that's not going to be in the cards today. And keep up your good content, and I'll see you on the road, brother.
All right, I'll see you on the road. I got some things. 10-4. 10-4. I feel just what it is, man. They will they will never they won't talk out the differences. Stop paying attention to them. They're not important. I at least tried to put my hand out and let them talk it out, but they don't want to talk it out. They don't want to talk it out because just what it is. So they do not. So at this point, every wrench, do what you want to do. Whatever it is you want to do. At this point, I'm no longer going to stop the wrenches anymore. I'm no longer going to stop the wrenches. Do what you do. Do whatever it is you do. Like I said, all the wrenches. Do whatever it is you're going to do. Because now I'm no longer going to pay attention to Iridium Kush's post. They don't deserve it. It's Rip Pill in the Wind signing off.